Time is it? It's time to strip all the sheet metal off this thing. So, from looking at it, doesn't look like I have to remove the dash tower. Looks like I can just take the rear pan off. Pop. You guys can't see what I'm pointing at here. Hang on. Looks like all I gotta do is pull the seat pan off and then pop these caps, take the screws out, which mount to the frame, and just slide it up and back, and then it should give me access to this lift rod. So in a perfect world, really shouldn't take too long. So as I get pieces off, I'll pop the camera back on and explain real quick what it is that me had to do to get the things apart. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Okay, gang. Well, surprisingly, it only took a half an hour, and I didn't have to touch the dash at all. Didn't have to take the dash off. Got to looking at it. Only 2 bolts were holding the seat pan on. Did have to take the seat off, which was a few bolts, but ultimately, right there and right there is all that was holding the seat pan on. Just disconnected the pigtail here and removed the cruise control, the new cruise control lever, and the seat pan just slipped right up. It's a good thing too, so I can get this all cleaned out. And then this piece here had 2 bolts here, which were attaching both the seat pan and the footrest and transmission tunnel on both sides, and then 1 bolt on the front of each side was holding the sheet metal on, and it was off. So literally it was just 30 minutes, really quick, and I was very happy about that. And then, just like I anticipated, getting the old lift rod off was as easy as just grabbing a hold of it and sliding it out. It literally took a second, 1 second. I should have timed it. 1 split second to get that thing off of there. But here's where it goes. Okay, this piece is bolted in. This is one of the pieces that was good, but you can see the bolt is loose, so I'll need to tighten the bolts down. This is the bolt right here that goes through that piece right there. Here is the broken locking pawl. You guys remember me showing you the new one? Well, that's a good look at the broken one. And I didn't turn my light on. Let me turn the light on. There we go. I just see a little better. And then see this rod wobbling around here? Well, the weld's broke back there. You can see it. Just the weld's broke. And that's what happened. So this piece and this piece were the only 2 pieces I needed to order. So we're keeping the push rod, we're keeping the spring, we're keeping the handle, and we're keeping the push button. But these go in just as easy as they come out. This won't be the final because I have to put the pawl on there. Just slide it in that hole, and then see if we can get a look here. Right down here is the other side. Just slips right in there. So that's it. That's really all there is to replacing that. And then, oh, blinded, I do that every time. Then I'm only about 30 minutes away from putting all the sheet metal back on, mounting the deck. I do have to sharpen the blades and clean under the deck yet, and clean all that stuff up. But it is 20 till 12. I started this at 11 o'clock. Looks like I'm going to be done pretty quick, which I'm really digging because the AC went out in Clifford yesterday. So I got a new accumulator, a new filter, or orifice as it's called, a new pressure switch, and I'm converting everything over to 134A. I'll evacuate the whole system, do that whole night. I'm not going to videotape that. There's a lot of videos on that on YouTube already. But anyway, yeah, rocking and rolling. So as soon as I get everything buttoned up here, I hope that was enough explanation to how to remove the back half of these. I mean, you know, this is all the bolts. These 2 are seat bolts that hold the seat to the seat frame, and then the rest of these bolts. These 2 Torx heads right here were holding the pads on, and to get the pads off was easy enough. I just took this upholstery removing tool and got under the pads and just pried up, pulled them off. And there were 2 bolts under each, excuse me, 1 bolt under one side, right there, and 2 bolts under this side. And I did also have to take the speed levers off, but they just came off with 4 bolts, and their carriage bolts on the other side. Really, actually, much less painless than I thought it was going to be. Tickled to death about that. It's about time this tractor did something right for me. But that's something that those guys didn't touch. Over at Earthworks in Richmond, Indiana. Yeah, guys, I'm calling you out. Earthworks, Richmond, Indiana. Check your Google reviews. I think they've got a 2.2 out of 5 on their ratings. Yeah, brilliant shop. But anyway. Oh, see, I just got ticked off again about that. How much time we got going here? 5.5 minutes? That's not too bad. So, there you have it. I'm going to button it back up, get the deck taken care of, which is sitting right there. And then we will finish wrapping up what we've got to wrap up here. And I can give Andy a call and say, dude, come and get your tractor. I almost called it a mower. It's not. It's a garden tractor. So, awesome. I'm glad this step of it's going right. I was dreading it. I really was. Yesterday I spent all day long taking Mama Sue's 35-foot long 5th wheel RV out to the local reservoir and getting it set up. Our lot was really catawampus, so I had to block one side of the trailer up a lot in order to, or the camper up a lot in order to even begin to get it level. But we finally got it leveled out. Got everything hooked up. I mean, we had a problem with the power cord, but this isn't stuff you guys need to know, really. I guess I'm just babbling now. All right, that's it. We're at 6.5 minutes. When I get this done, I'll show you the finished product. Mark time 12:45. Let's see how long it is before it's done. Catch you guys in a little bit. Zippo later. I'm out. Out with the old, in with the new. I remember how to do this. I got to push down, push, and there we go. And lock back in place. Locks in both directions. Doing what it's supposed to do. Now I can put all the sheet metal back on, take care of the deck, and give Andy a call. Time for Zippo to get paid. That's it. See you guys when it's all finished. Another project done. All I gotta do is sharpen the blades, throw the deck on, and it is ready to go out the door. This one's been a long road. It has been here 2 weeks. A lot of that was waiting on parts. But anyway, we're golden. Life is now good for this 2008 Simplicity Conquest 23 horsepower. Got the lift arm on. I'll show you guys how that operates. Sheet metal took about 25 minutes to put back on. After you take it off, you know where everything goes. Everything always goes back together a lot quicker. But I keep forgetting. You can't just push down on it. You got to push forward to get the unlock off, and then it'll come back. But there we go. And no more weeble wobble. Same thing with the cruise lever. One solid piece. Same thing with the engine. One solid piece. And got all the tins put back on. and it was missing some bolts. Fortunately, I had the right ones. Got the bumper back on. Anyway, everything's good to go, and I've run it for a good long while. No leaks. Recheck the compression. I'm 160 bilaterally. In other words, both of them are right at 100. Both cylinders are right at 160 psi. So, I forgot to pull my makeshift kill wire off that I put on there. That's what I was killing it with when it was on the workbench. They're not going to need that on there. But another job down. Get the deck on and get it out of here. I want to thank you guys, all of you guys, for following me on this. A, I'm glad it's over. B, I'm glad that Andy brought it to me and we were able to get it straightened out and get it right. Because, I mean, this is a brick and mortar store. I mean, they sell, what, X-Marks and snappers and Echo chainsaws, and I mean, it's a brick and mortar store. Unbelievable. Anyway, I asked Andy to ask Lindsay if she's got the receipt and get me a copy of the receipt that they billed. And I'm not on the fence anymore about going out there and confronting those guys with the list of things that their engine mechanic did wrong. For a business that is that well established, they've been around, I think, since 1991, something like that, in the 90s. You can't afford a bad reputation in today's day and age with social media, because I posted a Google review on them. And, you know, if you're going to hire a mechanic, make sure your mechanic knows what he's doing. All you've got to do is a little bit of research. You know, if the owner's putting pressure on or just not wanting to pay a mechanic a decent wage, well, you get what you pay for. It's just that simple. So I may go up and just have a heart-to-heart with the owner. A nice heart-to-heart with the owner. I hate to see a business that's been in business as long as this one has, and there was only one positive review on Google with them. One. All the rest of them were piss poor reviews. Business can't afford that if you're going to stay in business in today's day and age, especially one as young as that. You know, you think 1990s, you know, isn't that young. It's 26 years. That's a young business compared to a lot of the other businesses around. So they'll be the first ones out. They keep screwing up like this on service, they're going to be the first ones out. So anyway, all right, that's enough of that. You guys are done looking at my ugly mug. We got the Conquest done. And everything checks out really well. It's a happy tractor. So that's it. Last part of the Conquest. It's all back together, do lift right on. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought for sure it was going to be hours and hours and hours and hours of getting this sheet metal off, but it all came off really easy. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bolts, and all the sheet metal was off. That's not including taking the seat off or the cruise handle or the foot pedals, but 9 bolts that were actually attaching the sheet metal down. So yeah, I can handle that. Nice design simplicity, easy to work on, much easier to work on than I thought they were going to be. So that's enough of that. This is your friendly neighborhood Zippo. This is the last installment on this thing. Let's see what comes in next. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a John Deere with bent push rods. Well, I call that a win. I don't know about you guys. Flawless. Cuts real nice too. It's got those gator blades on it. Almost shut it off because of the wind. That's it. Another job done. Zippo, later. Please smash the like button. I'm out of here.